Good morning, chickadoes and chickadees. Today is November 16th, and this is your reading of today's assignment. So, we're looking at examining credibility, bias, and accuracy in text. So, basically, what this is saying is that when we look at an essay, an article, a speech transcript, or we listen to a speech, or even looking at advertisements, we're looking at commercials, we're looking at can we trust this person? Are they believable? Are they being honest and true? Is this a company that we trust, or do they have some shady business deals going on behind them? Bias meaning one-sided, meaning that they already have this predetermined mentality or a thought, pedagogy, way of thinking, beliefs behind them, that they already like you or they already don't like you. Think of it possibly with your best friends and your significant other. Sometimes, most times, best friends already do not like the significant other that you choose because you're too good for them. They are biased, they only want what's best for you. We take a look at grandparents and parents, probably why we don't ask for them as their as references when you're applying for a job. Yet they usually, companies ask for previous employers, coaches, teachers, because we're not supposed to have this bias towards you, this one way thinking of you. Parents, grandparents, they're supposed to like you. So they'll obviously say good things about you. They have this commitment to you, this bond with you, as other individuals who are not family, they could be a little bit more honest if needed. So we're taking a look at a person's bias when writing a speech or an article or marketing a product. What do they already have connected with this item or this text? And then accuracy, making sure their information is on point. I think in the last year or two, possibly even three, we've had this new term of fake news come into play because we have this uh, phenomenon of information being disseminated to people and it's just not true. I don't know about you, but I was reading the National Choir back in the 80s. So fake news has been forever, for decades, where the information is just not true. It's not real, or it's way off. So the lesson objective today for you is I will examine text to determine whether the author is biased or objective so that I can evaluate whether the writing is credible. So the skill we want you to be able to walk away with today, which hopefully you already have, is that when you hear someone tell you something, when you read something on the internet or in a newspaper, or let's hear something on the radio, you can start thinking, should I trust it or should I not? Is this person believable, honest, trustworthy? Or are they just a little shady? Do they have something up their sleeve? Do they have some a sort of ulterior motive, hidden agenda that they're trying to execute, and they're using me as a pawn? So step one, let me take that. So you're going to read the short article below and what surprised you in the text. So the article excerpt is Kawhi Leonard worried he's grown too accustomed to fancy hotel with free Wi-Fi. Bay Lake, Florida. Following his team's elimination from the NBA playoffs, Los Angeles Clippers star Kawhi Leonard was reportedly worried Wednesday that he had grown too accustomed to living in a fancy hotel with free Wi-Fi. All of these free soaps, free breakfasts, and an ice maker right down the hall. This is the kind of luxury I've never allowed myself before, said Leonard, lamenting how the team's defeat to the Denver Nuggets would impact his access to amenities such as fresh towels and his very own in-room coffee machine. I have a small black and white TV back at home, but I can't watch it from bed, and I certainly don't have four pillows. It's been pretty ideal for propping myself up and relaxing with some HGTV. I just hope I can fall asleep at night when I return to my mattress on the floor. At press time, Leonard had stopped by the breakfast buffet one last time to pocket a couple of danishes for the road. So looking at this excerpt, what I want you to do is this link here should take you to the full text and where it comes from, because that matters. What the source is, who is dispelling this information does matter. Think about it when you hear a rumor. If you hear it from your best friend versus some kid who's in your math class that you never talk to, you're going to take it with a grain of salt. You're going to that sense of where the source or who the source is and what the source is does play a matter whether you believe it or not, and if it's credible or not. So you're going to go take a look at that website, do some research about that newspaper platform if you're not familiar with it, and think about what is the purpose of this site. What is their intention in this? Is this hard facts, hard news, truth, or is it something a little bit different? Who wrote the article and what is this person's level of expertise? That matters. Do they have street cred? Can we trust them? If this is the person talking about how to take care of yourself, your mental health, then hopefully they're a psychiatrist. Hopefully they had some training, some knowledge, extensive practice and exposure to this information before they go out dispelling what to do, or if they're giving you medical advice, again, hopefully it's a doctor or someone with extreme, not extreme, but sufficient enough experience and exposure to that information to be dispelling that info to you. Next, in step 2, how do we know when a source is reliable? What are some ways to verify this? So again, have a conversation. How do you know if something's truth? What in your life have you learned to know that this should be trusted and this should not? So carry on that conversation here. The next question: can you believe everything you read in a publication you consider reliable? Why or why not? So basically, if you read it, you see it on the internet, is it true? Is it believed just because Google says it, Twitter says it, Snapchat, TikTok? If it's on there, does it mean that it's true? Explain to me. Talk to me about that idea. And then the last question: could a reliable resource or reliable source also be biased? Can something that's reputable and trustworthy and factual and accurate also have a hidden agenda? Could they also have some ulterior motives behind the purpose or the dispelling of that information? Again, carry on that conversation. So in the top box, step 1, we're just focusing on the Kawhi Leonard excerpt and the newspaper platform that it comes from. And then the step 2 is focusing on reliability, credibility, bias, accuracy in general. All right, so like I said in the lesson video, try to stay away from one-liners. they're not um, they're not the best in the sense of, I want to see what you know. I want you to back up yourself. I want you to show yourself as a reliable source, someone who is credible and accurate and can carry on that conversation. Because one-liners, not good enough. You can do better. You are better. If you have any questions, I'm on the Zoom call, or you can send me an email. Have a good one, guys.